So I'm only just now getting started. It's 12:51. Yesterday I did, what, 98.6 kilometers. Total time on the bike, 5 hours and 42 minutes. Today I'm not going to go nearly as far as I did yesterday. I've really only got 90 kilometers to go to get to Jonets, where the start of the bike tour with Touring Catalonia is. That's in 2 days. So I have today and tomorrow to bike 90 kilometers. So that's why I got such a late start today, and yeah, there's no real rush or anything. So just going to take my time and enjoy it. This is seriously the best road that I've biked over the last month and a half. From my bike tours in Portugal, Spain, France, and Andorra, this road is the best. As much as I would like to just continue riding on this road forever, stopping and taking pictures and videos, the weather is turning. It is getting really cold and the clouds are coming in, and I checked the weather yesterday before I left Andorra, and they said today was the highest probability of rain. So yesterday I got lucky. I only got rained on for about 1 minute of the whole day. Holy crap, look at this view. This is beautiful. This is like bike touring heaven. This road is amazing. Best road I've ridden in a year, for sure. It is so cold right now, and there's lightning and thunder. So I'm trying to get down this mountain as quickly as I can. Woo, my face is frozen. I just made it to town, Ribes de Fresa. I'm looking for food now. Just went in to get some food, and now the plan is to find a place to camp. I'm trying to find a place to camp now. It's raining. I'm in this valley. There's a river running alongside the road, so it's like nowhere flat basically to camp. I found this little road that I'm on right now, but it's like private property. There's nowhere good to camp here, so I'm gonna go back to the main road, continue on. I'm not filming a lot because it's raining and I'm miserable. It is absolutely freezing right now. So I'm just gonna find a place to camp, and you'll see me then. So here is the campsite that I found for tonight. Wild camping in northern Spain. Just gonna pitch my tent like right in here maybe. Yeah, it's raining right now, and I'm pretty wet. My goal is to, it's not raining too hard at the moment, so I'm gonna try to get my tent set up as quickly as possible. Climb inside, change into my dry clothes, and that's it. I went 42 kilometers today, that's it. But tomorrow I've only got about 50 to go until I get to Jonets, where the start of the Touring Catalonia bike tour begins. So, alright, I'm gonna set up my tent now. While I was laying in my tent earlier, a little mouse scurried past the edge of my tent, probably smelling some of the food inside. So if you just like sit and be quiet for a little while and pay attention to your surroundings, you'll see all kinds of cool stuff. I've spent years of my life camping in the forest and just kind of wandering around like this. So I've gotten pretty good at like identifying the sounds of certain animals. I could tell you like that's a bird, or that's a, you know, a deer coming through the forest, or that's a dog, or whatever. Yeah, you develop an ear for these sorts of things. And so yeah, but you have to listen, that's the thing. Like, you gotta listen. I just saw an owl up on a tree branch here, but it saw me coming and it flew up on the ridge over here. I'm gonna try to sneak up on it, see if I can still see it. So today was a short day. I only spent 2 hours on the bike and covered less than 50 kilometers. I was thinking though about today and how it was raining, and how earlier on this bike trip this year, when Kevin and I were traveling together in Portugal, it was raining, and we were on a self-guided bike tour at the time, where every single night we had hotels that had been arranged for us in advance. So we had to get to those hotels every day. And what that meant was, whether it rain or shine, we had to get on our bikes and go. And some of the days were not so fun because we were getting totally drenched. And today was a day kind of like that, where I knew it was going to be raining kind of all day long. But the main difference from today and what Kevin and I did in Portugal is that I am not on a tight schedule today. I really didn't have to go any distance. I didn't even have to get out of my tent this morning if I didn't want to. I have to be in Jonet, Spain tomorrow, so there is some kind of schedule there. But because I only have 90 kilometers from where I was this morning to Jonet, I knew that I really didn't have to move at all today if I didn't want to. So I just wanted to talk about that and point out the fact that, like, when you plan your bike tour so specifically, so that you have to be in a specific place at a specific time, it puts a lot of stress on your trip, or it can at least. When the weather goes bad or something goes wrong with your bike, that makes it even more stressful. So I usually like to be ahead of schedule and to have my schedule be very loose and fluid, so that I can adjust myself as I go along out. And secondly, I like to be ahead of schedule rather than behind schedule. So that's why I always recommend people to plan shorter distances per day than they really think that they possibly can do. You know, a lot of new people who are new to bike touring, they try to do 100 miles a day or whatever, and you probably could do that if you were at home and you knew where you were going and nothing went wrong with your bike and it was a clear sunny day. But add in all those extra elements, and 100 miles a day every day for days on end can become very, very stressful. So I always say, you know, cut it in half, do 50 miles a day or less. You'll enjoy yourself so much more. And if you reach your destination early and you want to continue cycling, there's probably some other road that you can go down and explore and add an extra 10, 20, 30 miles / kilometers onto the end of your trip. So anyway, that's what I was just thinking about, sitting in my tent here, killing some time. I like this time, the end of the day. I could sit in here for hours and be totally fine. I'm listening to podcasts, I got ebooks that I read, I got a journal I can write in. So yeah, this right here is one of my favorite parts of bike touring.